Self-sufficiency is a trauma response.
Where in life can you better identify the things that are yours and the things that you've picked up?
We are taught to pick up other people's feelings.
Hurt is a moment of impact, whereas harm is like the air around
Yes.
it. I accept their truth is possible, but I think like accepting that like their truth being possible doesn't mean that mine isn't. There are a lot of ways that you can be hurt by things that are not harmful. One day we'll just have a messy part episode where we just teach yoga. Yes. Do you want to do a small one now?
I feel like my brain is empty.
We talk about what kind of influencer you're gonna be. I haven't heard your answer.
Oh, you haven't heard my answer?
What kind of? I mean, it's okay if you don't know, but like if you had to guess or like give it a shot.
I really like the pasta lady.
She just makes
pasta
types of
fashion.
pasta?
I've never seen this.
What? She makes fashion out of pasta, like clothes.
Yeah.
The fuck? Let me see. Like dry pasta.
Yeah.
That is such a specific. I did not know what you were gonna say, but that's not at all what I imagined you'd say.
I'm gonna see what comes up when I Google pasta fashion. Yeah. Look at that. That's all pasta. Or the chocolatier. Have you seen the chocolatier guy?
Oh, I've seen him. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he's cool.
I don't know how to show this.
I would be a food influencer.
Did she eat it after?
Yeah.
Wow, sneakers.
She's done lipsticks for like Rihanna.
Why doesn't she do like
everything.
clay? So that she
know.
can. Okay.
But anyway,
So you'd be her.
I would do like I would be
cute.
a food influencer.
Food influencer.
Like, I think one of the biggest signs of wealth is when you can invest in like restaurants for funsies.
For funsies, like to own or to like go.
To invest.
Oh, it's like.
I mean, like a restaurant as an
okay,
actual
okay.
investment,
I see,
not
I see.
one that you are like an owner of. You're an investor of a restaurant,
Oh,
and then you go and you have a steak, and
you bring your pasta T-shirt.
I just think it'd be so cool to travel to different places like
Yeah.
that. I don't. Do you know the random guy who is it Keith something?
Does he eat sandwiches around Boston?
No,
Oh.
I don't know. I don't.
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
The way that you all are on the internet is not the way that I'm on the internet.
I'm
learned this.
barely on the
I
internet,
learned this
so I know that
yesterday.
you're
We
never
were talking
there.
about my For You page on Instagram, and people who I was with were talking about their For You page.
But anyway, he like sits in his car and like eats the food and he just rates it. He has no credentials or anything because
I mean,
do you really need one?
he has taste buds, and he
Yeah,
has a pocket
and, like-
of money that he's spending.
So he goes to different cities and like tries the food there. That would
You
be
do
a
that?
really nice way to spend my time.
Super influential though. Like
People
your
like
business
go
will go down or
based on what he says.
Yes, yes. Or a line is out the door, across the street.
I've never heard of him. I need to be on the internet more. My For You page is just chocolate chip cookie recipes, different hair braiding styles, and nails.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that comes up. It literally is those three things. It's like
Yeah. For me on
different
TikTok
iterations.
is Olivia Dean, Renee Rapp, hair braiding, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's pretty close.
It's baking, cookies.
Yeah.
Yep. And then sometimes there's like shoes that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, ooh,
sometimes
cute.
like Dominican stuff pops up too.
What does that mean? What's the mix? What does that mean? I need more information.
I got a bunch of gifts.
What does that mean? like memes, like what? This is so much.
So many different things.
I feel like my mom gets all the like Dr. Oz health things.
Oh, yeah.
Which is also very like immigrant, I think.
Yeah.
For that people,
No, like they're either like dancing bachata or like different, or they're talking about a specific word or phrase, or they're cooking like Dominican dishes.
Okay, arrange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is just those three things. Like other people's For You pages that I saw yesterday, I was like, y'all really be on the internet. Like I don't even know what I'm looking at, but mine is just real, very cozy.
It's a different universe.
Yeah.
Everyone's in a different universe on the internet.
And I know nothing because I'm like, what? I learn every day. I'm like, that happened yesterday? Oh, I was like, where'd you see it? Instagram. I'm like, I'm on there too.
Did you
I'm
see
just, like,
that
liking
Huda
little-
laughed when someone called? Her and Louis were on live stream, and someone called Alandria the N-word, and she laughed, so she's been canceled. I get a lot of Love Island updates too, at least on Twitter.
I hope she loses whatever deal.
She did.
Oh.
Yeah, this is old news.
Oh.
I'm just being silly.
Damn, okay.
This was like 3
bye,
weeks
Huda.
ago.
See you later. That is old. And
So Huda got canceled by Huda Beauty.
Not her namesake.
Anyway.
Good for them. Oh, did she apologize? Probably.
She said that she didn't hear what the caller said, but she
she
knew
laughed-
that it was
what
a
she-
bad word.
what did she laugh
So
at?
she laughed at the awkwardness of the situation.
What are your
And
thoughts on? What
Alandria-
are your thoughts on her apology?
I don't care enough to have an opinion.
Fair.
But Alandria responded and was like, I want to turn an apology into action. Donate to an HBCU. I was like, okay,
Good for
mother.
her. Good for her. Good for her. Put your money where your mouth is. I don't want to hear no words. I want to
You
hear.
know?
I want to hear your money going ching.
Exactly. And then Huda responded and was like, I donated to the NAACP. Like, the NAACP doesn't do anything. Like, please stop giving the money. Well, let me not say that, but
She did her what she was asked. By, good for her.
so anyway.
Maybe that'll like be even up the scales. Yeah, I mean she's called her out a few times. It didn't work the last time, so
She's been telling her friends that
it's not hard
they're
to
racist.
not be problematic. It's not hard.
It's really not hard.
So if you are, then you must really be. It can't really. I don't believe it's an accident.
Yeah. But people go on the internet and just say whatever they want.
Because they feel very bold behind
It's
their
a
computer
scary
screen.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What would I be? Okay, like realistically, or like if realistically, like jewelry maybe, like jewelry making.
Oh, okay.
I just like it's so much work to like record and post or whatever. But if I wasn't doing jewelry making, what would I be doing? Yeah, I think food also, but like baking or cooking, like actual recipes, like full on recipes. But yeah, the amount of I've tried to do one like get ready with me like breakfast video, and like I give up within like 15 minutes of starting the video.
Yeah, because
I was like,
it takes double the time.
Yeah, not even double. Like I kept being like, which direction do I need to put? I couldn't even like do the math of like where I had to find a pretty enough place to like crack at the egg, and then I had to move it. Like no, like by the time I was done, I was like, I'm not even hungry, and this food is just cold.
I know. I wish it didn't have to be so curated.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be, but I feel like the way my kitchen's set up, I don't have the right like light. Like I need to have like a camera that's like above my bowl. That's the thing. Or like some sort of
those
stand.
exist, yeah.
Yeah. So I think if I was like really committed to the bit, then I would like at least get that so I could just stay in the bowl. Like I made a video for you when I was making chicken.
Uh-huh.
That it's on my iPad. That shit is like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's just me like doing stuff and being like, see, like at every step, like look at this step. I'm doing this now, and I'm putting it like below the camera, and I'm like, look, almost spilling it. So I feel like it's not like aesthetically appealing to look at. So I can airdrop it to you now that you're at my house. I tried sending it to you, but I think it was too long.
I don't even have the space on my phone to be able to.
Oh, well, you can just watch it and then remember what I said, and then go try it in your house.
Just gonna take notes.
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
olden days, like the old days.
Exactly.
Just take a note.
I made you a recipe.
A little recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can watch it later.
Okay. Yeah.
But now I know how to make it also myself, because I wasn't really paying attention before. I was just kind of doing stuff, but I had to narrate this time, which was nice.
Yeah. The other thing that always comes up on my TikTok is like finance and budgeting. And they're always in their cars for some reason. I'm like, why are you in the car? They
don't got a house.
Telling me, right.
They didn't budget well
You
enough.
do not own a home.
Oh, a couple of those come up from me, but it's like, I forget what the terminology is. They're like single, married people, no kids. Like double income household, no kids. There's a word for it.
Double income? Where's the double income coming
Each person.
from?
Like they're...
Oh, but they're not married.
No, they're married, but they don't have... Like they each have an income separately, like full salaries, but they don't have kids. So they're like a 2-income household without children.
Oh, that's nice.
Right. So I think there's a name... There's a... I forget what they're called. There's like an acronym for them.
Like, why?
Oh, DINK. DINK.
That's
Double
bad.
income,
I don't
no
like
kids. I didn't make it up. It's on the internet. But there's a couple of them that are just like, here's our monthly, like, here's what we did. Like, we have $10,000 for savings. And we have $8,000 for, like, spending for... And I'm like...
$7,000 to spend.
But they just... Because they're both, like, they each make, like, 120 and they don't have any kids. So they have, like 6 bills.
But where do they live?
I have no idea. They're just talking about our rent costs like $3,000 a month. So they're just doing the math of what they're like lived. So I don't have any details about like what they're doing. But they're showing how they split their checks, and they're like showing you their budget. But their budget, I'm like, your budget is not realistic in my life.
It's not a real budget.
So whenever I see it, I'm just like, I could do the same math you're doing if I had that money.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
But it's helpful to see because they like they show you the categories and like how they decide what goes where. But I'm like, wow.
I know.
Y'all have money.
I haven't reached that level of adulthood where I like
Yeah, or where I'm like sharing it with the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might never come.
There's this YouTube show that I just learned about this week that is called something. How to Get Rich? And it's this guy. I'm not
Is
sure
it a
about
scam?
his credentials.
Oh, okay.
He interviews couples
Who are rich?
who are couples who are couples
Okay.
about their finances and basically gives them advice about their finances. So the one that I watched, I didn't watch it.
Is he just like you're doing it wrong vibe?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's like actually trying to help them, I guess.
It's one I've seen where he's just like, that's terrible. Like, why are you doing that? And he's like, don't do that. Move it this way. Like, do this instead. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, yikes. No.
But there's a
this
certain
one-
audience for that kind of energy too. People like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one, she said that she never wanted to be with someone who had debt.
What does that mean? How's that possible?
She just wanted to make sure that she had a partner that was not in any type of debt.
But what I heard is that somebody who has to be at least like 55 to have had time to like proper, unless you have a lot of money.
55?
I don't know. It takes forever to pay off loans, I think.
It does.
So, but I forgot there was an
Yeah.
option to make more. That's
and I
what
was
happened.
just like, damn, people really have different requirements for what.
I respect the no debt, but yeah, no, I don't care.
But I don't know if that will make me stop
Dating?
being.
Yeah.
She basically said, like, if we get married, I don't want to take on your debt.
I think that's fair.
Which is a real problem in
Yeah.
relationships because some people are bad with money.
Yeah.
And also
I think
have
it
a shit
matters
ton of debt.
why you have debt. Like I think it'd be, I don't know how, I don't think I care this much about it, but like if your debt is because like you just like you have like all these credit cards open and you don't know how to,
Yeah.
that would be different because my issue wouldn't be your debt. It would be the fact that you are careless. That'd be my issue. But yeah, I think I wouldn't want my partner to pay I would want to handle my own debt.
Yeah, well. Really?
Yeah. It's mine. Like it feels unfair for you to have to cover it.
What if they were willing?
Yeah, willingness doesn't mean you should.
Okay. But would you accept it if they were willing?
I don't know. I think I should learn to maybe, but like, you know, that's not how I was raised.
Yeah.
So I feels it would be nice. It'd be gone. Oh my God, a blessing. But like, I don't think I could
Exactly.
handle the like guilt I would feel on the other side.
I know because you and I have talked about like how much debt do you how much money do you need to actually get rid of your debt?
Which is like it's like a rich person sneezing. That's how much money I need.
A rich person.
Yeah, it's like they're like a rounding error amount.
Yeah.
Like nothing, actually. For me, like life changing, but for them,
Right.
they're like, oh, here.
Yeah.
You wanted $1? Here.
Yeah.
Take it. It was dirty anyway.
I was playing on my phone because I saw something that that said self-sufficiency is a trauma response.
Probably. I don't
And the
even.
examples were if I want it done right, I have to do it myself.
Oh.
I don't want to be a burden. I'd rather just pay for help. Which the last one
I
doesn't
don't know
make.
if I agree with any of those as well. I mean, I agree with the sentiment. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I think that like, I think I would accept it if I also could do it. If that makes sense. Like especially for debt. Like I think like not being able to afford to pay off my own debt versus like someone willing to cover it for me, even though I know I could work on it myself. Like that feels different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have the capacity to want to do it for me. Like that feels easier to accept than like I can't. So if you don't help me, then like I can't help myself. Like that doesn't. I don't like the dynamic that creates.
Yeah.
I would just feel guilty, and I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily about self-sufficiency.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
What about you? Would you accept it? Somebody was like, "Here, I'll pay off your debt."
It depends.
I mean, in a world where you had it, because it's different now.
It depends. I mean, I still have some.
Student loan debt is different than.
Yeah, I still have other debt. I would accept it depending on who the person is. There are some people who do something nice for you and then remind you often.
Oh yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
accept anything
I think
from
I've gotten
anyone
rid
like
of those
that.
people in my life, like completely.
I think I know like one or two people still that are like that. And I'm like,
Why
have
like
you ever
that?
done anything nice?
And then it was quiet
Because your
about
heart
it.
was open. Or
I always
Are you
counting.
waiting?
It's an exhausting way to exist, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Because you're just like everyone's not paying me back, and you're gonna get like an ulcer.
oh, they're not treating me the way that like I treat them.
And like, see, like,
Yeah.
I'm always. If you want to be a victim, I mean,
I mean,
it's
the
available.
stories
to
are
you.
countless.
Yeah,
There's some. Yeah, it's so easy to be a victim.
yeah. Like the world's out to get me, probably. Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to be true is.
It's very hard to exist that way. I feel bad for people that exist that way, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I was that way in high school a little bit. Not that people were out to get me, but that I was like, I'm so nice, and everyone's not nice to me. And then eventually I was like, why am I being nice? If I don't want to be nice, I just stop being nice. But I was still nice, so I think it's just who I am. So I just had to shift the like needing it back part.
Yeah. And even earlier, you and I were talking about whether or not we identified as empaths. And what that reminded me of was that I used to be around people who were just so scared about their safety that I always thought that my car was going to get keyed. Like, I always thought that, like,
I need the
bridge.
Yeah, I was like, why is your car being keyed for their safety? I don't understand.
That they were so scared about their safety that I always thought that someone was watching me, or that someone was out to get me.
Oh, because they're out to get really them.
No, because they felt that they were unsafe.
So if you were with them, you also then were unsafe.
And so because I was with them often, I would, like, receive that information.
Oh, so you kept it. So then I see. I understand.
So then I would walk around and be like, someone following me home.
Okay.
I was just
like
building
the bridge. I was like,
sorry, yeah.
No, you're good.
The bridge,
That made a lot of sense.
built here.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's a good first place to build it. That makes sense. Yeah, no, that's fair. Because then, and you also now you don't even know why you feel that way because they at least like they're like this thing happened. That's why I feel this way. But you're just kind of like now I just feel this way. Like
yes,
I don't even know who I'm looking for. But like someone's gonna come get me. Yeah, it's
So,
exhausting. How did you unlearn that?
I
Haven't.
No, I have. I
Okay.
absolutely have. I have. I just realized that it wasn't my own. That like that fear wasn't mine. That fear was someone else's, and that I had taken it on. And I needed to assess, like, is this actually how I feel, or
Right.
is this someone else's like thing?
What helped you do that more?
I was just like confused as to why I felt the way that I felt. I was like, why am I taking a different roundabout, like a different way to get
you became
home?
more introspective.
Probably, in part. But I feel like that's a big lesson of like what's yours versus what someone else's.
Yeah.
Wait,
Speaking
that's
of
a really small way.
one of the things that reminds me of is the thing between like harm and feeling hurt. Did I say that right? The difference between, remember we were talking about how harm something being done to you versus like you can like your feelings can be hurt about something, but it might not be like harmful. Remember
Right.
that conversation
Yeah.
we were having? It reminds me of that because like trying to think about like maybe something will trigger me because of like my own history and whatever it is, and like it wasn't necessarily like you didn't do anything crazy, but like for whatever reason, my reaction to it was like that I was like hurt by it. Whereas like something being like someone causing you harm, I don't know if that's different anymore. Now that I'm saying it out loud.
Well, sometimes
There was a distinction that made sense earlier that I'm struggling with now.
yeah, the way that I think about it is that harm is not that it happens more often, but that it's not a singular event.
Harm.
Versus being hurt. Like I can be hurt that this thing happened, but like you mentioned, the how do I explain it?
It makes sense in my head too. I don't know why.
Yeah, it
I don't
makes
know what
sense in my
happened.
head. Yeah. So it's like hurt is individual, harm is like almost systemic. Is the distinction that I was trying to make, and the harm is about safety. Well, they're both about safety to some extent,
but one is like external. I want to offer like a distinction between the definitions a little bit. But I don't really know. I don't know how best to do that. So let me see if I can.
And then to me, it's like hurt is a feeling.
Yes. So I think they can be used interchangeably. So we're not making any new claims, but I think like there are a lot of ways that you can be hurt by things that are not harmful.
Yes.
And there are a lot of things that can be harmful that don't hurt you. I think that's the... And there's a lot of gray area, whatever, but like the distinction, the reason why I think it's like an interesting one for us to like unpack is that like knowing what is harmful will help teach you what is hurtful. It can.
What is harmful?
Harmful being that like, I mean, again, it's hard because the words mean such similar things, but I think the distinction we're drawing is that like hurtful is like history, your history, like your lived experience, like inside your body, things hurt, like pain happen if you feel it.
Yeah.
Harm is like an external experience. Maybe it's not. Does that make sense?
I think harm could also be internal.
Yeah. But I think we're trying to draw a distinction between the words. So I'm trying to offer like a
Hurt feels temporary, and hurt is a feeling. Harm is not a feeling. Harm is an experience.
I can feel harm. I can be harmed.
You can be harmed.
I can be harmed and feel hurt.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I can be harmed and I can feel hurt.
Yes.
That's helpful.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I like that. So let's see if we can put it in like in a sentence.
Because
Okay.
to your point around like things that we may not consider harmful, it's like living next to like a pollution plant.
That's harmful.
That's harmful to the environment.
And it could also eventually be hurtful to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that what was so interesting when you first talked about it, why I liked it, is that I think that there's room for like interesting accountability around knowing what things hurt you that are not harmful. Like,
Yes.
for example, like I think being yelled at is hurtful. Objectively, it's not a thing. I mean, I feel like people shouldn't be yelled at. That's my take.
Yeah.
But it's not like a harmful, like loud voices aren't like a harmful thing on their own. They are in relationship to me.
Right.
Like they feel hurtful. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, we did it. I think. Can you give an example of how you understand the two?
Of how I understand the difference
Harm versus-
between hurt and harm. Harm is ongoing.
It's it,
Yeah, there's at least to me it's ongoing.
so pollution. Okay.
That's like a systemic
Okay.
harm. Versus hurt feels temporary.
It's like the moment of impact.
Yes.
Okay, so hurt is a moment of impact, whereas harm is like the air around
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
And like the long lasting effects of something. So maybe harm is a long lasting effect of hurt.
Okay, I needed to find the re-intersection somewhere else. I think
Yeah.
that's where I was missing. Okay, yeah, hurt is the moment of impact
Yes.
of a harmful thing,
Yes.
and that is like a teaching moment for yourself. Like it's a moment you can be like, oh, okay, like
Yes.
interesting information could be gathered from this intersection.
Yeah. And
It made a lot more sense in my head yesterday.
no, same. And the only thing that comes up to me is like sexual trauma. Like that's harmful.
Yes, and hurtful.
Right. But that's harmful to like your physical self, your emotional self. Like there's different layers of harm.
So that could be like harm is like it creates this environment where like these things are all terrifying and horrible.
Yes.
The hurt is like the long lasting experience you have, or would that be harm?
That would be harm.
Maybe it's not an important distinction to make. But the whole thing, the thing I want to like focus on is like where in life can you better identify the things that are yours and the things that you've picked up,
Exactly.
and where in life can you be like, oh, that is like existing harm in the world. I'm just gonna like put that back down. That's the like place that I'm curious about, is like I think there's like things we're taught to be nervous about or scared about, whatever it may be, and then there's things that like our body's afraid of because of like whatever's happened. And it's like I don't know if we're always given opportunity to like name those things. Does that make sense?
To name what?
The things that hurt us. Like maybe you don't know until you've like interacted with it, but
Yeah.
So getting better at acknowledging and noticing the things that hurt you. I mean, like, oh, like this is hard for me. Like I'm not good at this. This is like a struggle point. Like getting better at that terminology, I think is something that we're not taught
Yeah.
how to do, and it's an important skill, I think, to like have a like sustainable life experience.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think the reason why I have a hard time like figuring out what's mine versus others is because I feel like when I was much, much younger, and I'm thinking about middle school specifically, you were taught that the way you maintain friendships almost is to like hate the same person.
So just adopt their like whatever hurt they had.
Yes.
Or made up hurt, because middle school is weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, if I'm friends with you, then like I have to hate this person, or like I have to feel the same way about something.
Yes.
It's-
Well, as I'm watching Selling Sunset, as you know, it's
Right.
some wild show with grown-ups who are just acting like children. But there's a lot of like this whole thing about like their definition of loyalty to each other, and it's like loyalty means like I hate her, you hate her, but it's like
Exactly.
you were actually in the wrong. Like,
Right.
So I'm not like just objectively be like, well, I'm blindly your friend, so now, you know. So like But I think the underlying part of that is like you don't have a sense of self.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the cast of the show. I'm just saying as objectively, right? Like
Right.
even in middle school, I feel like you, especially then, you don't have like a solidified identity yet. So if you don't like hang out with the loud people who are gonna like protect you or something like that, then like you'll be on the other side of being the one that's disliked.
Yes.
It's to join in on it, or you'll be like on the other side of it and like I don't know what's worse.
Yeah.
They're both pretty terrible.
Yeah. And I always hated that. I was like, you can be friends with multiple people who don't like each other. That is possible. It's not great. It's not a great
sustainable.
experience.
But in middle school, you don't really have a choice. Y'all got class together every day.
Exactly.
You don't have the autonomy to like be like, I'm not going to see you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think very early on, we are taught to pick up other people's feelings. And sometimes...
And like repeat them as our own.
And repeat them as our own. Yes, yes. And that happens in general where like someone may not have a particular experience, but they know someone who did. And then they repeat it as their own. And you're like,
Yeah.
Those aren't your words.
Yeah, it
like,
didn't happen to
those
you.
are Linda's
and, like,
words.
And the energy you have around it doesn't make sense. It didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be something bad.
Yeah.
It could just be
Just-
like something you learned. Like what was the example you gave the other day around like someone said that they asked someone to gaze at the floor. You're like, that's not a word you would use.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
That's
so
not yours.
So it's easy to tell when like someone else like you took someone else's language because it doesn't fit in your vocabulary.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that people at this age are able to do that means like they don't think this different or like they think that they're that kind of person. I don't know, like that's not obvious or something, but I'm like, you're more telling than you think you. I don't know. Like,
Right.
but you come off as more telling than people think that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that I've definitely have had to grow out of.
So like accepting someone's like truth as your truth or like
Yes. And it's much harder to look at someone and say like, I know that was your experience and mine is different.
Yeah.
And like exist in that complexity with someone else versus it's so much easier to say like, you hate them? Yeah, I hate them too.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's happening more in your life now where you're like kind of navigating people who like don't speak to each other or don't, whatever it may be, and you're like, is that happening more now or like it happens less often now?
It doesn't happen a grand amount, but it still does happen. Relationships change, you know, within groups, and so the dynamic changes. But that has been like really, really hard.
Yeah. I feel like one of the ways that I like combat that, not intentionally, but I think it addresses this also, is like I try really hard to make sure everybody in my life meets.
Right.
Like people who I consider close to me to meet each other, because I never want to like give you information about someone that you have no context for, because then that's your only take on them.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to you because I'm like annoyed or whatever it may be. And like if my intention is that like that person's also still in my life, right? Like I would prefer you also have some more color just about them as a person. So that if I do come to you, I know it's like you're balancing. You're not just like, oh, that's all I know is who this person is. Like,
yeah.
So I feel like trying to make sure people in my life like meet each other helps me be able to come to anyone in my circle about anyone else in my circle, because they have the appropriate level of like care for the other person.
I know, but I also think that at this point, it's childish to believe that like something that your friend is telling you about someone else is a fullness of who that person is.
Oh, of course. I don't think it's that people. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think my intention is not that like people would take it, but I think for me it doesn't. I know it colors how someone is read, right? Like even if even if you don't want to like take it, like if like for example you and I are like good friends, right? Like if I have a work friend that you've never met and all I tell you about this person is that we're like conflict, yeah, and you might believe there's more to them, sure, and then you meet them one day, like your first interaction is not going to be positive. Like it's going to be hard to be neutral because you have a little bit of color. So it's not that people will think that it's the fullness of who they are. It kind of just helps. It helps. For me, like maybe selfishly, it helps me be like properly transparent about what's happening, because I know that you can like hold what I'm saying and the person you've met to be like, oh, okay, like in my experience, like they probably were misspeaking. Like you have a little more color to like add to the conversation. You're not just gonna be like, whoa, that's great. Like, does that make sense? Like you have just like a little more information. It just makes it a little bit easier, I think, for like community to exist.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's your approach. But for someone who doesn't do that, that's where I think that you can still hold
Yes.
that's not the fullness
Yes.
of who that
Oh,
person
yeah.
is.
And like this isn't why I do that. Like this,
No, I
yeah.
I
So I think
understand.
for me, it's just easier. It just makes my life feel more full when like my friends have context for each other and like they have their own relationships they can build. Like I think that's just like I think it's just a good way to do community for me. It just also happens to like address potentially this
That
as
issue.
it comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also helpful. Yeah, people, it's hard to just be in a relationship, as we've said many times.
Yeah, as we, what is it, beat the drum?
Yeah. So we're almost like a year out of our like conversation about forgiveness. Maybe like a year and a half at this point. I don't know. Do you feel like your take or your thoughts on forgiveness have shifted? Like, where are you at now? What do you think about forgiveness? My recall, which is, limited, from our last, like the biggest takeaway that I had from our previous one was that like, it's worth learning how to forgive yourself too. Mm-hmm. Like I think we learned a lot about like forgiving people and like moving on, but like I think at least for me, like then I was like, wow, like I'm gonna hold all these things really tightly in myself and like not let it go, and that was really hard.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if anything, like what's gotten easier over the last like year, what's gotten harder.
It's gotten easier to say sorry faster.
Oh,
Which is good.
that is good.
Which
What do
is
you think-
good.
What do you think changed?
Maybe just like self-awareness. There was one moment particularly, I don't remember when it happened, at some point in the last 3 months, that I was just being an asshole. And I knew
While you were being an asshole,
that I was being an asshole.
like while you were doing it.
And I'm going to give you an example. It's
I
so
love
bad.
examples. Okay.
So I wanted to cook rice in this particular pot where I cook my rice weekly. This is probably like the rigidness in me. And then he was like, oh, there are other pots that you can use to make the rice because I need this specifically to make what, I don't know what he was making. And I just got so angry.
You're like, I'm not making rice ever again.
No, I did. I was like, I'm not making rice anymore. I said, this is actually over. The day is over in my head. And I stayed there. I stayed
In that spot.
in that mental space.
You made no rice that day?
Later on, I ended up doing it, and life is funny. And I actually ended up liking the rice better in the other pot that I made it in, which is the one that he suggested. But when he suggested it, I was just so angry that he had changed my plans without like consulting me.
I understand.
And so it probably took me maybe like 45 minutes.
That's not that long.
No, it's not that
It could
long.
be like
in the grand
a
scheme
long
of
time. It could be like you could have left. You could have been like, I'm gonna never cook again. It could have been a lot of
Yeah. And I was like, and then I looked at him and I said, I'm sorry. Like, I was being so extra. Like I could have.
It wasn't that deep.
I could have just pivoted. It would.
Or just like waited till you were done if I really needed. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had somewhere to go.
Oh, okay.
And I was in a
You were
rush.
like, wow,
and I was
had a system.
Yeah, like
I understand that.
I was trying to get something done, and I felt in that moment that he got in my way. So anyway, I think that I am better at saying sorry now.
That's good. How am I better at saying sorry? I hope so. I think what I'll say has shifted is that I think I thought I was pretty patient last year or whatever time we talked about this, but I think what has shifted is like how much room I have for someone else to also have a logical train of thought. Like I know I do. I'm like, what I'm saying, I thought A
Right.
plus B is C, and I'm like, whatever you're telling me is not A plus B is C. It's like we're starting at the last letter. Like it's not making sense. So I think I've gotten better. I think I have not taken a poll, so this might just be my own suggestion for myself. But I think I've gotten better at accepting that someone else's train of thought is also logical.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Why is it important in the context of forgiveness?
Because I think for me, like, I need us to get our story straight. Because like I need to understand like what. Like, I think I'm pretty good at apologizing. I don't think I've ever had a hard time being like, yeah, like I didn't approach that the right way. Like that's never been the struggle point for me. I think where I've struggled with forgiveness on the other side is like someone accepting my version of what happened as also a truth. Like whether or not you agree or disagree or whatever it may be. And like I think for a while, and like I think I still struggle a little bit with like being like, if I don't hear you like reiterate my story at some point in your summary of what happened or your apologies, then like that's not over. Like we can't, like I don't know how do I give an example. like for example, I'm gonna make this up. Let's say I felt like you ignored me. And you, in your experience, like you were just trying to give me space or whatever it was. And we're trying to talk through it. Like you're saying like, oh, that's not what happened. Like you just misread. And for me, I'm like, that's such I need you to at least like acknowledge that I thought something different than what you did. And I can't forgive. It was hard for me to like forgive it if I didn't hear it. So I think I've gotten better at accepting that, like, because I see what I think happened so clearly, I need to also let what you saw happen clearly also be as true as, which is so annoying. So I'm like, I'm right. I know what happened. I was there. But everyone else, everyone feels that way. So like, it was hard for me because I know how like rigid I am and like how much, and I know when like something hurts me, I like remember everything about it. Like I know it's like almost like a photographic memory. I like capture the moment. Yeah. And like, I think I had to get better at like working on that. Like people might do the same exact thing. And like have a very different picture, but theirs be as like full and color, whatever, as like mine. Yes. Does that make sense?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
So I'm still working on it, but
accepting that someone else's truth is possible.
I accept their truth is possible, but I think like accepting that like their truth being possible doesn't mean that mine isn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the part. Because I think I would always eventually be like, okay, well, I guess fuck my opinion. Like I was crazy. I guess I didn't know. That's how we'd end up, is like I would forgive them because like I would try to just remember that like maybe it didn't happen the way I thought it did.
Right. Oh, so you were gaslighting yourself?
Basically. Which is such an, because then I'm like resenting you for like making me gaslight myself, which is something you didn't. No one did that to me. I just did to myself. So getting better at being like, okay, like my truth is not your truth, but our truths can coexist, and we can just move on. Actually, we don't gotta like, we can just let it. We can just decide that this is not a thing we're gonna discuss anymore. Which I think also was something that I was like, we have to be in agreement for it to be over. Which again, I don't think it has to necessarily be true. Depending on what it is, it might really not be worth like continuing to unpack forever. Like some things are just like, knowing when something just needs to be dropped versus when something needs to be like thoroughly discussed.
One thing that I will say about forgiveness is that sometimes, like you mentioned, you just have to move on. Yeah. You have to allow yourself to let go and not be stuck in a situation.
I think that's what being in a relationship has taught me.
No.
That I'm just like, oh, like this does not need to be solved. Like I actually don't care. Let's like wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's because the type A in me is like put a bow on it.
Right.
So sometimes I'm like
neatly tuck it away.
There's no bow here.
There's no bow. Yeah.
That's okay.
And I think that sometimes people just get so stuck in a situation that happened. Yeah. Whether or not they were the victim.
I get stuck in there being clarity. Which is so sometimes really unnecessary, because it's just like it doesn't matter. Like
clarity is not always the thing
it's not always helpful.
You just search for. Yeah. Like sometimes like, let's put it down and move on.
Yeah. If you have to pick it back up, then we can, but like
maybe not right now.
Yeah, maybe like not ever.
No, seriously. Yeah. I mean, people who are in long-term relationships say that all the time. You need to learn how to
like quickly let things go.
Yeah.
I think for me, what I've learned, what I know is like I'm pretty good at doing that as long as I can say it out loud once. As long as I'm heard, I'm good. I don't necessarily always need resolution, but I do need to know that like my version of what happened or my experience of something was acknowledged. So that's mostly what I'm looking for. I'm not always looking for like a conversation or like a back and forth, but it's like, hey, like this felt crazy. Just like wanted to let you know that felt crazy. I'm figuring out what to do with that experience in my body, but like just wanted to let you know that felt crazy. And then just even like it's okay. Like I have
it doesn't have to be a conversation. It could just be
some things
an
are
announcement.
Mine. Some things are just for me. Like something like there's been so many times where like nothing is happening, but like I get so irritated by like the lack of something that I've decided was a problem based on nothing besides my own whatever I'm making up in my head. And like that's not need to be a conflict I have with someone. Right. But I do need to at least be like, hey, like this feels uncomfortable. I don't really know why, but like just I'm gonna like head out. But I'll like return when I figure out what the problem is.
But again, is it yours or is it someone else's? Right. And like being able to identify when you are the person creating your own problems.
Oh, I 1,000% create 98% of my problems. Yeah. The ones that people create are so easy to solve for me. So I'm just like, hey, that was crazy. Don't do that again. And then it's over for me. What do you do with that information? Yeah. I mean, I say it in like nicer, but like, that's the gist of it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at being direct.
But I think forgiveness is still a lifelong task. it's like a thing you have to do over and over again. And I think I'm much better now at forgiving myself than I was in the past.
That's good.
Yeah, you just hold on to things.
I just say my name out loud. I'm like, Linda, why'd you do that?
Come on.
Yeah, and then I'm good. Then I'm like, all right. And then we
Yeah.
just go about, you know, like, it just, it
A
can't.
little self-talk.
Yeah, I'm just, but not even talk. Just Linda. No more talking. That's it.
No more
I
talking.
say my name. I just look at myself. I'm like, And then I'm like, all right, here we are. Like,
Yeah.
and then the next thing will happen. Like, it doesn't, you know.
I do wish that this is such a random thought, but I do wish that maybe I don't want technology to get this far, but for my own purposes, I would want to hear my thoughts back to myself.
Oh, I don't want that.
You wouldn't want that?
Isn't that what writing does? Like when you're journaling?
No.
Or is that like
there
a-
are some times where I'm like, oh yeah, that you know that, right? And I'm talking to myself. And I'd be like, yeah, I do. I'm like,
I was talking. Yeah, it's helpful.
like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
I'm like,
I just don't know. What
Did
would
I
come
lose
up.
my mind?
Like I know what I can. I know what I can hear. I say to myself, but there's probably more things that I'm saying that I'm not like catching.
yeah.
I don't know
Are
how-
you ever like super conscious of when you're speaking? Like
Oh,
you
like out
hear the
loud?
words that you say?
Yes,
That happens to you?
sometimes.
That
I
doesn't
hear my,
happen
then
to me often.
I hear my own voice. It happens when I'm facilitating,
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
and I'm just like, and I think I get like quieter because I'm like.
oh, interesting.
Because I'm
you
like,
can hear yourself loudly.
Yeah, but then I'm like, but then obviously it looks crazy to people in front of
Yeah,
me because I'm like,
I
my
can
voice just like in the
understand
middle of a sentence drops.
Yeah.
But then I'll like pause and be like, I can hear myself in my head. Give me a second.
Yeah.
And then I'll just like go back to, yeah. But I'll hear it. It'll feel like an echo. Mm-hmm. And then
Yes.
and then I feel like I'm watching myself speak.
yes.
And then I feel crazy.
Yes.
But it's all happening within like 10
odd
seconds.
experience.
And I still need to facilitate. So
So it only happens for a short amount of time.
no, it's happening, but like all of it is happening when I'm in front of people, so I need to like get it together much more quickly than I've been able to get it together.
yeah. Yeah.
And now to at least like step away or just be like, I just like just hold on.
Yeah. Like the other night, I was teaching yoga, and the whole time, I was so conscious of the fact that my voice. Like I heard myself speak, and I said, did I just tap into another voice that I didn't know existed? And not the one you know, or the one you say,
Yeah, but a different
whatever.
one.
But I genuinely had that thought. I was like, oh my goodness. I wonder what I sound like right now, because I can hear myself so clearly.
That's so interesting. Maybe you were.
It was a very
maybe you were
meta
thinking
moment.
and talking. But you know what's been cool.
mean, that's
This is
all the time.
yoga, I guess. Fair. It was funny. It's gotten easier when we went to the class on Friday. I noticed this. Like you know how like when you first learned how to meditate or how to like clear your mind, like you just thoughts were passing and all those things. Like it's gotten so much easier to like lock back in, lock back out, lock back in, lock back out. It's been so fun. I can be like, clear my mind, my thoughts, clear my mind, my thoughts. I can
that's good. It's like a dance.
Yeah. But I'm doing it on purpose. Like it's not happening.
Uh-huh.
I'm like locked in, and then I decide to like unlock. Like I'm like doing it.
You're just consciously
It's
aware
so interesting.
of what's
It's so
happening in
cool.
your mind.
Yeah. But
Yes.
then I'll be like, I'm bored by the silence, and I'll like leave my like whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
weird. But then I'll go back and look at the like highways. And I'm like, yeah, tasks. I'm like, all right. I was like, I'm going back. It's stressing me out. But then I was like,
Yeah.
But I used to be like something I was just like I had no like decision power over.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just kind of like, it's so easy. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So meditate more often. You get better at it. It was funny. I was like chuckling to
That's the
myself when I was
lesson.
laying. I was like,
You're like in and out.
I
You're
was
playing the
like-
game.
I was
Genuinely playing the game.
Because during Shavasana I was sitting up. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes,
I was
you
like,
were.
see, I don't.
I was like, why is this girl
I don't like
sitting
being
up?
upside. I like when my head. I don't like because then I can hear the footsteps
Yes.
when I'm laying down, and it distracts me because I try to find where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather sit up and I don't hear them as closely.
Interesting.
Also, it's not comfortable for me to lie down. I like sitting. Anyway, but when I'm sitting up, my head was like.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
It's fun. I like it.
I swear to God, I thought she said I'm the vinyasa comment.
Oh yes.
And I laughed. I was like, I had to forgive myself for that.
Good. No, it was good timing. It wasn't that bad. And it was.
I was
it
like,
was,
why am I laughing
The
at
class
yoga
has
class?
humor. Like there was like enough like space for like humor. It wasn't like a
Yeah, but it
very
was so
serious silent class.
miscalculated.
Oh.
like what she said wasn't funny. So
Right.
I'm sure everyone here thinks I'm so
No,
weird.
but people thought it was funny too for different reasons. That's why it was funny.
Oh, really?
Everyone was like entertained by the timing of the class. Cause you didn't hear the time. You heard an age.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody else was like 9:30. Even that's an early time to be offering.
But I don't think it is.
Right. But that's why people were laughing.
Oh, interesting.
Because there were like some older folks in the room who were like, Sunday morning, that's a lot to be doing for a Sunday morning.
Right.
So it was like appropriate, even though your reason was different.
Mm-hmm.
There's a metaphor in that somewhere. I don't know what the metaphor is, but
Yeah.
you don't gotta unpack everything. There you go.
Right.
You don't always need clarity.
You don't always need clarity. And then there was a moment where I was still in my headstand because I had just arrived in my headstand.
I saw, and that's I think there was some acknowledgement. She's like, if you want to stay longer, stay
I know, and then I was
longer.
like, let me get down.
No, don't let me upside down. Y'all are crazy for that. No, on purpose, on my head. No,
it's actually pretty soothing.
I maybe once I get there, I feel like I haven't done it. I've done L.
Yeah. L is harder.
Really?
Yes.
But there's like 4 points of contact on the ground.
L is harder because it's a lot more core work.
But you can push against the wall.
Yeah, but you still have to lift yourself up.
Yeah.
So
You don't think it's hard with your core?
no, your core is not doing anything.
One day we'll just have a messy part episode where we just teach yoga. Like live. It'll be an hour of co-taught yoga.
Oh, really? We should just narrate it.
Yes. Do you want to do a small one now?
You can start. Good.
Um,
We're off the rails today. Please forgive us. I forgive myself.
Please find a comfortable seat.
You have to say that louder.
I'm trying to stop laughing first. Okay. Please find a comfortable seat. Have your hands on the ground. Find maybe a wall to lean against. Close your eyes or look at the ground. Find something to focus on.
Take a big breath. The biggest breath you've taken today. Maybe the biggest breath you've taken all week. Inhale in through the nose. Big exhale out through the mouth. And then offer yourself a smile. Be silly, give yourself a hug.
Notice where your breath is. Start at your head. And you place your hand on your heart. Take a moment to feel your heart beating. To notice your breath. Bring your attention down to your eyes, to the back of your head, to your ears. Notice your jaw. Can you offer it some movement? Does it feel tight? Bring your attention down to your neck, to your shoulders. Maybe offer some gentle movement to your shoulders. Notice where your breath is still moving. Really get to the whole body and then we'll be done. It's a body scan, Bring your attention down to your ribs. The thing that's protecting your heart. Place a hand on your stomach. Keep that hand on your heart. Notice your arms. Maybe wiggle your fingers. Maybe roll your wrists.
And then place your hands on your thighs. Facing down if you want some groundedness. And then facing up if you want energy.
Offer a squeeze to your thighs. Get that blood moving around. Notice how that feels. Sit in the sensation.
Notice your knees. And turn your attention down to your shins. Allow your ankles to crack.
Flex your toes. Flex your foot. Maybe offer some gentle rolls of the ankle, either direction. Keep your attention on your breath. Take a moment to offer some gratitude to your ankles and your feet, your shin and your knees, and your legs for helping you walk and move and lay and be still and play.
Why did you do that?
I couldn't bow properly because this was in my way. I wanted to bow to my body.
Bow to your body.
I think we should stop now. I think we're done.
What have you learned today?
What have I learned? One, that you and I can always make anything make sense together.
Yeah.
I don't really know what we talked about to begin with. Like at the first, there's so many points of conversation, but yeah, always that looking back will show you new lessons. Mm-hmm. And keep what's yours and leave what's not yours.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned.
Today we spiraled. And not in the traditional way that people think about spiraling, as in you're like acting out of emotion, but spiraling as in we went on a roller coaster and we didn't know where we were going to start. We didn't know where we were going to be in the middle. We didn't know where we were going to land, but we just kept moving.
We honored the messy part.
Exactly. And not everything has to be polished, and that's at the root of everything that we talk about and do. And so this felt a little clunky.
A good practice of that.
Yeah.
And funny.
And
so much more laughter in the midst of it.
Yeah. Not everything has to be serious.
Yeah. Also, I would love to co-teach yoga with you. That was great. We did such a good job.
Yeah, that's in my 5-year plan.
I love it. Oh, I didn't know that. I like that phrase. Yay. 5-year plan. Okay, what do you hope our listeners take away?
I hope you laughed with us. I didn't know why I corrected.
And she was looking at the camera too.
Say my takeaway.
It was a with us part that made me laugh. Well, I hope you all did some yoga. I hope you got locked in and did some.
And then you got locked out.
Yeah, locked out, locked in. Hope you did both. And if this is your first time ever seeing yoga, welcome. It's a great time.
I can't wait to watch this back, because when you were talking about doing something with your jaw, I was like, this video, please don't put it on me.
I think you're a good model for what we're asking for. My takeaway also is, I feel like I have the same one every time, but community is everything. Like, this is such a good way to spend time. Mm-hmm. This isn't like also a person you guys can't see on camera over there. Community is a good way to spend time.